2 hours remained before Herbert Brander meant to erase the earth. On the island, his followers packed a hill of pale compound beneath an evening sky. Arthur Marcel stepped forward and held up the formula Edith Metford had secretly changed. "The world will live," he said. Herbert Brander rubbed the fresh numbers between pale fingers, then looked toward the trembling ground. The triumph left his mouth. The broken calculation would spare the planet. Its blast would tear the island apart. Natalie Brander stood beside her brother, one hand crushed around the red rose at her collar. Herbert Brander said, "Take the horses. Leave them." Her fingers opened, but her feet did not move. Edith Metford cut 3 reins, while Arthur Marcel reached for Natalie Brander through the gathering crowd. Beneath the crowd, the first low growl rolled towards the forest. That growl chased 3 horses into a forest burning red at midnight. Arthur Marcel ducked branches as hot dust burst around his horse. Edith Metford rode behind Natalie Brander, striking away hands from the dark. Followers fought over saddles while families ran barefoot toward shore. Natalie Brander suddenly pulled hard on her reins. Herbert Brander's voice seemed to tighten behind her eyes. "Come back," he called from nowhere. Her horse turned toward the blast, but Arthur Marcel caught its bridle. Natalie Brander pressed both palms to her temples, the rose stem drawing blood across one thumb. Edith Metford shouted, "Choose something you can touch." Arthur Marcel offered his open hand. Natalie Brander stared at it, breathing in broken gasps, while the trees shook harder. Her bloody fingers closed around his. Together they rode toward the screaming shore. The screams sharpened as the trees opened onto a beach crowded with islanders. Beyond the surf, the Esmeralda was already pulling into black water. Edith Metford dragged an abandoned boat downhill while Natalie Brander pushed children inside. There was room for 6. Hundreds of hands reached back. Arthur Marcel raised his revolver and fired every cartridge into the sky. The shots flashed above the surf. Yet the Esmeralda kept going. Natalie Brander climbed onto a rock and held her bleeding hand in the ship's searchlight. At last, the white hull swung sideways. The rescue boats came back. Natalie Brander tore away her red rose and tied it to the smallest child's wrist. She lifted him aboard first. Arthur Marcel caught her as the mountain split open behind them. Fire turned night into a white horizon. That white horizon became a pillar of fire. The island vanished behind the Esmeralda. The deck rolled as sailors lashed survivors to rails and one another. Edith Metford tied the child to a rail below Natalie Brander's rose. Behind the stern, black water rose higher than the masts. No ship could outrun it. Arthur Marcel tied himself beside Natalie Brander while spray stung their faces. Natalie Brander turned toward the vanished island. Her shoulders loosened beneath the ropes. Natalie Brander looked back at Arthur Marcel and whispered, "Nothing endures but love." His wet hand closed over hers. The child cried, and Natalie Brander reached toward the red rose. Black water covered the stars. Then the great wave struck. Rope snapped, timber screamed, and the deck disappeared beneath white foam. Arthur Marcel held her hand until the sea tore everything dark. Darkness thinned to grey as the broken Esmeralda surfaced among splintered boats. Arthur Marcel woke against the rail, still gripping Natalie Brander's cold hand. No pulse met his fingers. His hand stayed there. Edith Metford cut survivors free, her bandaged arm shaking. The rescued child crawled across the tilted deck and touched Natalie Brander's sleeve. His red rose remained bright. Arthur Marcel rested his forehead against Natalie Brander's knuckles. At dawn, sailors wrapped Natalie Brander in white and gathered at the rail. Edith Metford stood beside Arthur Marcel until their torn sleeves touched. The sea received Natalie Brander without a sound. The child tugged the rose loose and placed it in Arthur Marcel's palm. Behind him, rescued families breathed beneath a clean blue sky. Arthur Marcel closed his fingers on crushed petals as morning warmed every living face.